Hi guys, how's it going? So today I've got a quick video for you on how I would do a quick edit in black and white in Lightroom. So first of all, I've chosen a picture that I took maybe a couple of years ago back at Cotswold Wildlife Park of this giraffe. And you can see it's kind of quite a flat looking image, very grey, like grey skies. And I think it would actually look quite cool black and white. We can add a bit of contrast to it. I think, as you can see on the draft where they've got a nice pattern, it'd work quite well if we bring out the blacks and the whites here. We can also add a little bit more depth to the picture, so that's what I'm going to be showing you today. So first of all, I would go over to this section and just change the whole image to black and white. And yeah, as you can see, yeah, it's quite dull at the moment. So I would just kind of tweak the exposure a little bit to bring it up and add a little bit of contrast. And then also I drop the shadows down just a little bit, and you can already see we're just starting to add a little bit more contrast to the image, and it's also starting to separate the giraffe away from the background. And then if we just bring the whites up a little bit, and we'd also drop the blacks down. And this picture also, it wasn't taken with the sharpest of lenses, it was with quite an old Canon lens. If we zoom in on the giraffe, you can see that it's not tack sharp, really crisp looking picture. So we will add a bit of texture and clarity. So not much, just a little bit to the image. Zoom back out, and then this is quite an important tab when you've changed it to black and white. You can still adjust the colours that were there. So if we drop the reds down, you can kind of see it's making a difference towards this part of the draft, and it's bringing out the pattern in the draft a bit more. And if we do the orange as well, but not too much because I don't want to make the draft too dark. Do the yellow. Although by dropping it down here, I do like the fact that it's made the grass area quite a lot darker. I'm going to actually brighten it just a little bit, because what I'll end up doing at the end is I'll probably put a grad filter here and make more of a natural faded darkness, which will look quite cool. And this is one of the ways it would add a bit of depth to the picture. So actually I'm going to brighten this up quite a bit on this yellow tab. And the orange doesn't look quite right, so I'm just going to bring that up a little bit more. Blues, which this is quite a handy one in this picture, because you can see in the background this tree and over here, where it's getting darker, it's also making the background look further away, which is good way of like separating the subject from the background. And then I don't think the purple magenta is really going to come into play in this picture, so I can kind of leave those ones neutral. And I'll just sharpen it up slightly. And then, yeah, there's probably nothing else I'd maybe use. Sometimes, depending on the picture, I will add a bit of grain to it. If I do use grain, I like to be quite heavy with it, because I think if you're going to use it, you might as well have it very visible than not at all. So with all this side of it, all these adjustments, I'm pretty much done. And then it's just left to what I said with the grad filter. So I drop this in here at the bottom, and then drop the exposure down on your grad filter to about, I don't know, about 67. Looks good on this one. Just straighten this wakey grad filter. It's not doing it today. To about here. And then I've dropped one in at the top, or I like to try and do one at the top and at the bottom. Sometimes I will leave it plain, but I think it looked quite good having it at the top as well. And just drop the highlights and the shadows down and stretch it out just so it's more of a natural fade. Try and get it straight. There we go, and that's how I kind of do a quick edit in black and white on Lightroom. Hope any of this helps you guys with some edits. All the best, take care, catch you later.